I know that a lot of people, as soon as they get their tax money, people know that you're going to spend it, but you decide to get a car. You don't let Chevy know why you're buying a Chevy as opposed to a Ford. Because even letting the car company or the company that you're buying from know why you're buying their product. You see all the time when white folks buy products from companies, they'll write a letter talking about how much they love the product and why they chose that product and all this stuff. That's them asserting their power. That's them letting a company know that you should value me because this is why I like your product. This is why I buy your product. But even when we're telling black people, always write a letter to the company. If you have a problem with a product, immediately write a letter to the company letting them know what the problem is. Sometimes your value goes up the minute they know who you are, the minute they know that there's a problem. And if you don't get the results that you want, then find out who their competitor is. Send a letter to their competitor. Send a copy of the letter that you sent to the company that you bought from, and letting them know that I bought these items from this company, and I sent them a letter because of this problem, and their response was very negative or no response at all, and I would like to know if you have the same product available, because I would like to start buying that product from you. Okay? And you'll find companies are able to give you discounts. They're able to give you, offer you other products that can go along with it. There's a lot of different things that can be done, but that is you asserting your power as a consumer. And as you start getting your family members and other black people to do the same thing. Now, when it comes to the political part of it, the black political dollar has almost zero value. It's almost non-existent. You have people complaining because whites are buying politicians, but the people that the politicians, you think that you want them to work for you, and yes, you do. Your tax dollars do pay them to work for you, but remember that business tax dollars also pay them to work for business. So it becomes a question of whose tax dollars are actually paying them. Just because if you could be, paying $200, $500, $1,000 in taxes, and that could be going for roads and street lights and schools and whatever. It doesn't necessarily go to those candidates. It doesn't necessarily go to those politicians. You assume it does. But your $1,000 don't go to pay as much stuff as someone else's $1 million. So when you see politicians that are not paying attention to a certain group of people, it is usually because their money is coming from another group of people. You have to start finding out where your tax dollars are going. If you want your tax dollars to go to a particular politician that you feel is actually doing things for the black community, then you're going to have to specifically send your money to that particular campaign. You cannot just assume that because you pay taxes that your money, your tax dollars, are paying for that person's salary. Chances are it is not. Your tax dollars ran out a long time ago, before it even got out your neighborhood. It's just about being smart about where your money is going, making choices about where your money goes. I hear a lot of people talking about the buying power that black people have when it comes to education. Chances are, if the majority of the people in your black community get a refund, then your school didn't get many tax dollars from that area. If the majority of your people, of black people in your area, rent instead of own, well, the people who are paying property tax, the landlords that are paying property tax, yes, they may be paying it in your particular local area, but that doesn't mean that it's going to the schools in that area. It is going into a pool of money, and that money is used for all kinds of things. It's up to you to make sure that the tax dollars that property owners are paying in your area are going to the school. You need to look into that. You need to make sure of that, because otherwise, to just sit back and hope that your black dollars are doing what you think they're doing, by the time you find out that they're not, things have gotten crazy. You've lost an entire city. Schools are being shut down. The wrong politicians are in office. No black politician. You have over 800 black elected officials. You have hundreds of officials, and you're different from local to county to commissioners to all kinds of people. And it is your responsibility to make sure that, one, you always know what they're doing for the black community. Whether it's, give them a grade. What are they doing? And always make sure that you are priming people, you're finding people to run against them, to run for office, so that if you find out that a person is not doing what you feel they should be doing with black tax dollars, that you have somebody else that is prepared to run against them. Because unfortunately, politicians get way too comfortable in these seats, in these political seats. Even the black president should not have been as comfortable as he was. That the black community did not have another black candidate to run against him in the next election. You don't skate through 2 elections. It was great for people to elect him the first time, because you want to see what things are going to happen with a black president. That's one thing. That's fine. But once those 4 years are up, there should be someone, another black person over that first 4-year term that you have gotten ready to potentially run against that black president. That makes that black president step up and do the things that are necessary for your black vote, for your black tax dollars. Okay? And because you didn't do that, it's a lesson learned. You should have a black candidate running in every single election. Every single one of them. There are almost every one of the organizations that I used to deal with, going to their meetings, and they invite you to all kinds of meetings and stuff before I went down. Almost all of them had some political committee in their organization and those committees, though, were just about getting out the vote. And getting out the vote is one thing, but educating people on what they're voting for, who they're voting for. You don't have to tell them who to vote for, but you do need to tell them about the people that are running, so that they know who it is that they are voting for and what that person has actually done for the black community or not done for the black community. When you ask people to donate to campaigns. They need to be educated on why should I put my dollar, why should I put my black dollar toward this candidate? What have they done that is going to give me a return on my black dollar when it comes to my black community? What have they done for education that is going to give my children a return on my black dollar? You need to know these things. For example, you had a holiday, each of the holidays that come through. All I see is black spending. It's very seldom that you see a large group of people, of black people, that are smart about their spending when it comes to these holidays. They're just out there spending like crazy people. And it's very seldom that you see a large group sit back and say, okay, let me start a blog to let people know what products have done throughout the year, so that you know what products are good for, let's say, for people shopping for Christmas. At Christmas time, you're liable to spend at least a couple of $1,000s without even knowing. I mean, there are people that from November to December go through $2,000 for buying presents and different things, and they're just spending. They go into a store and they walk out and they spend $300, or they walk out of another store and they spend $250. That's spending. That's not power. When you have a list of things that you're going to buy, and you've already checked out the competition for each of those products, when you go in and say, I'm buying this product because it has these features, and these are the features that I need for my business, these are the features that I need, for whatever. Now you're talking about being an educated consumer, and that is where your black buying power actually comes from. Okay, so I wanted to make sure you guys had an understanding about that. I wanted to address that because over the holidays I heard so many people talking about posting things about the black buying power, and there were comments and debates and all kind of stuff going on. It was clear that people did not understand what black buying power actually is, and how to really turn it into that power that black people really want, that respect from companies that black people deserve. Because they do have a lot of money, discretionary money, that they're spending out there. They're just not targeting it in the right way to turn those black dollars into power. Okay, so if you see each of your dollars, doesn't matter how many you have, if you see each of your dollars when you get a paycheck or you make money, when you see it as a black dollar, and it remains a black dollar as long as it's in black hands. So if you go to a black store and you buy something, or you buy something that was made or done by a black person, then it's still a black dollar. It doesn't stop being a black dollar until you actually put it in the hands of someone who is not black. The minute you do that, then it is no longer a black dollar. Then you have to check and see, well, is this black dollar that I'm putting into a non-black hand going to come back or give any return to my black neighborhood or my black community? You need to know that. You need to find that out. If you find out that it does not, it goes somewhere else, into another neighborhood that is not black, then you have basically given away your black power, your black buying power. You no longer have it. Okay? So it only remains your black buying power as long as it is giving some kind of benefit to your black community. Okay? So hopefully that helps you guys understand a little better. And y'all know the deal. If we're still here next time, we're going to deal with some things. Okay?